Great. Next, we have Maria Portilla. Maria is the Hispanic Liaison, and we're going to be celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. And now you could begin your presentation.
Good evening, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome all of you to this celebration. Tonight, we're going to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. From September 15 to October 15, America honors achievement, contributions, history, and culture from both Hispanics and Latinos who inspire others. Under this big umbrella, there are the following countries: Argentina, Bolivia, Chile, Colombia, Costa Rica, Cuba, Honduras, El Salvador, España, Ecuador, Guatemala, Nicaragua, México, Panamá, Paraguay, Perú, Puerto Rico, República Dominicana, Venezuela, y Uruguay. Let's give a round of applause to all the countries that are part of Hispanic Heritage Month, belong to this important celebration. On June 4, 2023, 50 asylum seekers, including 5 children under 5 years old, arrived to Ardsley from New York City. They stayed in 35 rooms at the Ardsley Acres Hotel Court until December 9th, 2024. The mayor of Ardsley, Nancy Kabulian, led a group of remarkable volunteers whom, through their interactions with them, showed compassion, solidarity, patience, and love. This group was very active in helping migrants. They treasure their dignity, honor, and respect. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest speaker tonight is the mayor of Ardsley, Nancy Kabulian.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. It is my honor and privilege to be here tonight in recognition of Hispanic Heritage Month here in Greenburgh. Thank you, Maria Portilla, for inviting me. When Maria asked me to speak tonight, I told her that I was beyond humbled, but it was not me who should be speaking tonight. I told her I would only do it if she also invited and celebrated what Roberta Ruse called the Asylum Seekers Advocates Group. Tonight is for recognizing and celebrating all of them and the work they did for the asylum seekers in Ardsley and continue to do. When I learned that the asylum seekers were coming to Ardsley, I prepared a statement to the community. I wanted people to remember that but for 0.1% of the population of the village, the rest of us are immigrants or descendants of immigrants who either came here willingly or because they were escaping oppression, genocide, or were brought here against their will. I reminded them that understanding, tolerance, and acceptance started at home, and Ardsley is our home. I asked them to welcome the people seeking a better life and freedom to our village and our country, and to have Ardsley be the example for others to follow. The reaction to my mayor's message about the asylum seekers was swift, both positive and negative. There were immediate offers for help, all kinds of questions about what was needed, what could be done, who could help. Many expressed happiness that they were here and pride in our community for welcoming them. The negative comments were sometimes nasty and often filled with false information. I resolved to have Ardsley be the example of how we should welcome people seeking a better life to our country. Following my mayor's message, a network of help began to form. I was fielding emails and calls from all over. I was doing my best to connect DocGo, the company that had been hired by the city to help these folks, with the volunteers, but I knew we had to be more organized to be effective. I created a master list of all the people who had contacted me. The Asylum Seekers Advocate Group was started, and we held monthly Zoom calls to coordinate resources and donations. Through this core group, we provided the asylum seekers with food, weekly dinners, toiletries, gift cards, laundry service, clothing, legal and health resources, childcare, and ESL lessons. Nothing that was being provided by the city. But more importantly, we showed them that they were welcome here and we were here to help them. The asylum seekers advocacy groups are the ones we should be celebrating. The initial food vendor was a disaster. There was no cooking facilities at the motel, and all of the food was microwavable and, quite frankly, disgusting. People were looking for food. They were hungry. Several of the guests made their way to the Dobbs Ferry food pantry. Robin Larkins and Donna Asuma, who are here tonight, from the food pantry immediately saw a great need and started providing food to each room at the motel. On Wednesdays, after they had fed 70 other families at the food pantry, they packed up 35 to 55 more bags of food and delivered them to the motel. It wasn't this that they did this. They had to actually get more food donated and other resources in order to do this. And they did this throughout the entire stay.
Can we give them a hand?
They will be coming up. I will also add that there were no cooking facilities at the hotel. There were no refrigerators for these folks. There was no laundry service for them. At one point, Donna Asuma has known about driving around Dobbs Ferry, picking up gas grills and tables and chairs from Buy Nothing, Sell Nothing, so that could be brought to the motel so that the folks would have a place to sit outside. Through generous donations, 2 refrigerators were purchased eventually so that guests could buy and store some of their own food. Rivertown for Refugees provided laundry service by paying for it and contracting with a laundry service in Dobbs Ferry. In September, in anticipation of the cold weather coming, we held a coat drive. Rotary of Rivertown's Abby Kinnett and Debbie Borstein, who happens to also be here tonight, stepped in to sort the hundreds of thousands of items of clothing we received. It took days. We sorted them here right in Town Hall. Robin Larkins warned us about holding this coat drive, and she was quite right. But we were able to provide each person in Ardsley and White Plains with at least 1 winter coat, gloves, hats, scarves, and other winter gear. We donated the rest to a shelter in Ossining, and we donated some back to Midnight Run, who had provided clothing for the asylum seekers when they first came. We did not just provide them with necessary items. We showed up and became present in their lives. We learned about them. We became friends with them, and they became truly a part of our community. Woodlands Temple did not just drop off food. Roberta and others stayed and served food every week. That was their hot meal. They would get a hot meal every week that was donated. We showed them that they were welcome here, and we were here to help. Under the leadership of Roberta Ruse, a magnificent Thanksgiving celebration was held at Woodlands. No detail was overlooked. Translators, craft tables, decorations, music, reflections on the meaning of Thanksgiving, and so much food. There was so much warmth and appreciation in the room that night. We shared with these new Americans a very American tradition. A Three Kings celebration was led by Robin Larkins and Reverend Rossi at the South Church. Again, warmth and peace filled the room. A service of unity was held. Each child received a gift provided by the community. Greenburgh's Maria Portilla, should be celebrated for her work, not just with the asylum seekers when they were here, but for the work she does every day for the Hispanic community here in Greenburgh. Maria, almost every day, was at the motel helping these new Americans fill out forms because they needed translation, and learning about their new homes and providing guidance for us. She was an integral part of assimilating them into our society. Tonight is for all of us to affirm our support for refugees, migrants, asylum seekers, and anyone else seeking a better life here in America, and to celebrate Maria and the many others who do this every single day. I want to quote something from Ronald Reagan's final speech. I know that sounds weird, but I think we all need to hear these words. Quote, "We lead the world because, unique among nations, we draw our strength from every country and every corner of the world. And by doing so, we continuously renew and enrich our nation. While other countries cling to stale past, here in America, we breathe life into dreams. Thanks to each wave of new arrivals to this land of opportunity, we're a nation forever young, forever bursting with energy and new ideas, and always on the cutting edge, always leading the world to the new frontier. This quality is vital to our future as a nation. If we ever closed the doors to new American, our leadership in the world would soon be lost," end quote. Let's not be a nation that closes our doors. Let's be like Ardsley, a community which opened its hearts, wallets, and doors to support and help. Let's show the world that Ardsley did what Ardsley did to welcome new Americans. Let's be that country. Thank you for having me. It's truly been my honor.
And this is for you too, Maria.
Thank you, Nancy. On behalf of my community, this award is for you.
There were 3 sites in Westchester, and Ardsley was by far the most wonderful in making the people who came here homeless because they'd fled whatever awful conditions they fled from, and she made them feel like home. And everybody on that team, I saw you work. You were wonderful, and I thank you.
I just had a question. Has there been any way of tracking the lives of people who were in the hotels who now have either been relocated or, deported?
As far as I know, there is still a group of families, right? Go ahead. Like, I don't know how many. You may have the correct number. And Hiscott Church are the ones who are following, keeping track of them, right?
South Church has
South
some
Church.
information too. When they shut down the motels, they actually didn't let us all have personal information on them to be able to keep in contact. There were some of the families that we became more friendly with, and we were able to keep in contact with them. I'm still in contact with the folks from .go, too, that have a little bit more contact. I always felt that the families that came through Ardsley were the ones that were going to have a better chance of making it in America, and so I do know there's about 4 or 5 families where they're employed, their papers are filed, they're working, and they're thriving. So I actually consider that a true success story. Many of them, we don't know what happened, unfortunately.
If I may highlight Vanessa Merton.
Yes.
Vanessa Merton, whom we lost a little over a year ago, was an immigration attorney. And she volunteered. She got a group together and volunteered to help the people who were there in Ardsley, and I don't know, perhaps the other residences, fill out their papers. So hopefully, led by Vanessa and helped by so many, those people are in a lot better shape than they would have been.
She helped form a coalition with Neighbors Link and Meet the Road and Pace Immigration Law School, and together they helped. I know first in Ardsley and in White Plains, there was a specific form everyone had to file within a certain period of time of arriving in the United States in order to be able to stay here. Every single person in Ardsley had that form filed. And she was a great asset in doing that, and very sorry to have lost her.
Yeah. So hopefully, in answer to your question, they're a little bit more settled than many would have been.
The Office of Hispanic Affairs in Greenburgh Town Hall presents the Outstanding Immigrant Award to the group of volunteers who worked in this wonderful project. I'm going to call the list of names, and the ones that are present here, please step in. Robin Larkins, Julie Stein, Niall Kane, Sabina Waston, Katie Wolf, Emily Richmond, Ravi Marajan, Reverend Matthew, John Farber, Marjorie Rossi from South Presbyterian, Priscilla Gaston, Nancy Hennes, Pam Conner, Donna Asuma, Rabbi Stein, Rabbi Billy Dreskin, Robin Ellen Rosenberg, Roberta Rose, Lorraine Campanelli, Annie Britson, Tammy Burgos, A.B. Connect, Carola Bracco, Nicola Armancos, and County Legislator David Inamura. So please, Roberta Rose, Donna Asuma, Robin Larkins, step in. The Outstanding Immigrant Award recognizes, validates, motivates, and rewards the positive impact that an individual has made in the community. Our next honoree is a consistent advocate for improving the lives of Westchester residents, both while on the county team and in her personal life. She is a long-time fixture in Westchester Hispanic community. She serves as a bridge between the government programs, services, and the Westchester immigrant community. Member of the Executive Committee of Hispanic Democrats of Westchester. Marta Lopez. Unfortunately, she is not here yet, but we keep waiting for her.
Late as usual.
We don't losing hope. This honoree is a 20-year-old college student who completed Greenburgh's summer internship program led by our dear town clerk. He was assigned to our office. He created, implemented an outstanding bilingual website, which is improving communication and increasing outreach effort with the community. From Lima, Peru, let's welcome Sebastián Gutiérrez.
Well, thank you everyone for having me today. I think it was an honor to work with Lisa Maria and Maria Portilla. I think that coming from a family of immigrants, I feel like some kind of like duty, I guess, as a person and as a family member to kind of help anyone in need, but especially I have this personal connection with immigrants and especially Hispanic immigrants, which I think anyone should have when they just want to kind of reach out a helping hand to help anyone. And I think I've played a very small part in what Maria Portilla has created here, which I think is amazing in Greenburgh. And I think just more people like Maria Portilla would be wonderful. So, thank you.
Maria, if I may add that the work that Sebastian did during the summer, I was able to implement it on my website. So all of our forms and all of our frequently asked questions have been translated courtesy of Sebastian. So let's give him another round of applause.
The next award goes to an entire community, which besides being working to continue building their future and protecting their families in America, they help children at risk to become productive members of society through good nutrition, education, emotional support, and a sports program. Fundación Casa Uruguay is the recipient of this award. Let's welcome el presidente de Fundación Casa Uruguay, Luis Magnani. The children are wearing what is in Uruguay the uniform for school, the school uniform.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Luis Magnani. I'm the president of Fundación Casa Uruguay, a nonprofit organization which was founded in 1992 by a group of Uruguayans in the state of New York. And we emphasize on helping needy children, not only in Uruguay, but also in the U.S. So on behalf of Casa Uruguay Foundation, we would like to express our sincere gratitude for this recognition to Ms. Maria Portilla, Director of Hispanic Affairs for the town of Greenburgh. Her generosity and commitment not only honor our work, but also inspire us to continue working. Thank you.
Thank you very much to all of you who attend this celebration. A special thanks to the board, to Paul, and to all of you that are here tonight.
Thank
Muchas
you.
gracias. Muchas
Thank you
gracias.
for all you do.
Thank you. And I would just like to also acknowledge, I remember Judith Beville, we had a summer internship program a couple years ago, and we had over 40, I think 48 interns who organized a barbecue under your leadership for the migrants at that time. We did it at Macy Park. It was really nice. And, I just think it's really great that we live in a community that appreciates the importance of helping fellow human beings. Migrants are fleeing from war, violence, poverty, natural disasters. And when we met with the migrants, we heard the personal stories and struggles they have. Practically everyone I met, all they really wanted was safety, stability, dignity. They wanted to work. And, I just sort of feel that as human beings, this is not, political. We have a obligation to care for one another. And I think it's really great that Ardsley and Greenburgh and our community supported the migrants. We tried helping them have a better life. And, every day when I'm watching the news, I'm really so aggravated and disgusted because I feel that our country is not what it once, was. We're a country that should be welcoming people of different ethnicities. We should be encouraging diversity. And, if somebody's tough, having a hard time in their lives, we should try to help them. And I think that's what, Ardsley did, and, Greenburgh, has been doing over the years. So, I'm really pleased that, you're working so hard and making a difference in people's lives. And every time, I pass your office and I see my people, immigrants in your office, getting help from you, it really makes me feel that government is working and you're doing a really amazing job changing lives for the better.